Mr. Part here, back again with another video. If you guys are having a fantastic day. So we are going to be going over the top 5 Spider-Man games that need a remaster. So let's get right into this. Coming in at number 5 is SpiderMan 2000. Now this was a game that was really good at its time. You know, it came out for the Dreamcast, it came out for PS1, and eventually it made its way to PC. And now this was an amazing game because it had its really good storyline to it. You know, it had Doc Ock, it had Carnage, it had Venom, and it had Spider-Man. And you know, it was like Venom and Spider-Man teaming up to fight against Carnage and Doc Ock. Now this actually never happened in the comic books before, so that's why this video game was really unique, because it was its own thing. You know, it was its own exclusive thing. It was never really replicated again because Monster Rock, you know, the boss fight in Spider-Man 2000, this was something that was never done before. So I mean, to have that on its own game, I think was something that really pushed this game to be an amazing Spider-Man game. And I think Spider-Man 2000 gets the number 5 spot because it's just one of those games that you never actually see you know, get made. You know, it's just one in a lifetime opportunity to have this thing. So I think what they did with the game, and you know, the characters like the Sinister Six, you know, we had Rhino, Scorpion, etc., etc. You know, I think this is an amazing game at its time, and it really did fulfill 2000, you know, because we didn't really have too many 2000 games out at the time. So I think Spider-Man 2000 really did a phenomenal job, you know, recreating the villains and Peter Parker in this video game. So, you know, that's why Spider-Man 2000 ends up getting the list. The combat was good. Just everything about this game was amazing. You know, I loved playing in the different costumes, with the black suit, with the Scarlet Spider suit. There was just so much that you could actually do with this game. So Spider-Man 2000 gets number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I had a really fun time playing this game, and I think this just deserves a remaster because it's the first Spider-Verse game that we actually ended up getting, which actually predates the Spider-Verse comic books. You know, we were able to play as Noir, Ultimate Spider-Man. We were able to play as the classic Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2099, and it was just its own unique thing. You know, we had boss fights with Hammerhead. We had boss fights with all sorts of characters like 2099 characters like Doc Ock. We had Kraven the Hunter, and there was just a lot of unique things about this game, and it made it really fresh at its time because, you know, we've never seen alternate Spider-Mans like, you know, Noir. We never saw like 2099 really get that much popular until then. So it really created a dynamic that made all these Spider-Men popular. And, you know, I think this is what influenced Into the Spider-Verse and other Spider-Verse content, because this video game just did so well. You know, when it released, I think a lot of people were really shocked on the gameplay, the costumes we got in the game, the combat, and you know, it's just it held up for its time. You know, it's holding up still. People are still playing this, so you know, that's why, you know, it gets number 4. It's a really amazing game. I really enjoyed it. You know, fighting Mysterio at the end, they had really good storylines with it. You know, Stan Lee also voiced over it. So you know, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions does get the number 4 spot for being that you know, that kickoff to the Spider-Verse and really putting it in there, and something that was just really unique, I think deserves a spot on the list, and I just love the game. Coming in at number 3, we have SpiderMan Web of Shadows. This was really unique. You know, when this video game came out, making the choices, you know, you can go from evil to good. I think this is what really brought the good and evil in Spider-Man, because you could choose between whether you wanted to be a villain or you wanted to be a hero, and I think this being remastered would be amazing. You know, I think this video game definitely deserves a remaster for what it's worth, because we've had something really unique. You know, we haven't seen Spider-Man change out of his costume, like with the black suit, with the classic suit, ever before. So I mean, this to be in game, you know, this was something that a lot of people were like shocked. You know, people were like, holy crap, like, you know, Spider-Man you can make him evil if you want in the game. You can do whatever you want with choices. You know, they had a pretty good free roam with the storyline. You know, you were able to swing around the buildings. It did have some minor gripes, but you know, overall with the symbiote storyline with Venom, you know, teaming up with pretty much the entire symbiote race, you know, they were trying to take over the world, you know, with Venom teaming up with them. And then, you know, pretty much Eddie Brock was like corrupted, and Spider-Man had to stop all this, or you could even join, the symbiotes and pretty much turn to the dark side. And I thought that was a really cool storyline piece that was made, because it's never really been done in the comics. We've never really seen Spider-Man venture that far into the darkness. So I think this video game definitely deserves number 3 on the spot, because it's just something that fans were really shocked that we ended up getting, because just the way that this was all made with Spider-Man able to pretty much destroy the symbiotes, or even Spider-Man joining the symbiotes, I think was really cool. Because going into SpiderMan Web of Shadows, I think at the start you want to be a hero at the start, but then afterwards you have that choice to be a hero or be a villain. I think this is what definitely separates this game with other Spider-Man games, because you have the opportunity to be whoever you want in this video game, and this really deserves a remaster as well. So of course I had to do this. So coming in at number 2 is SpiderMan II, one of the best Spider-Man games at its time for PS2, for any console pretty much. I really loved playing this game. I tried to go back and play it again before the release of Spider-Man PS4. I didn't really have the time, but me seeing like gameplay and stuff on this video game, and them doing the webbing, you were able to swing through buildings perfectly at the time. That was like the main go-to. The web swinging in Spider-Man 2 was just phenomenal. It was amazing. So Spider-Man 2 definitely deserves a remaster. I think the entire Raimi video games deserve a remaster, but I had to pick one. So Spider-Man 2 is that one that definitely should be enhanced into like HD quality and stuff. I think this game definitely needs recognition. With the original Raimi trilogy, Spider-Man 2 definitely hit it hard with the foundation of Spider-Man PS4. This is pretty much what made Spider-Man PS4 its thing, because Insomniac ended up taking things from Spider-Man 2, putting it in that game. So I think Spider-Man 2 definitely did something to other Spider-Man games out there, and that's something that I think definitely needs some recognition in 2019 and 2020. So I think Spider-Man 2 is a video game that really needs a remaster. With Doc Ock, with Black Cat, with all these characters just in that one video game, I think was amazing, and definitely needs a remaster. Ultimate Spider-Man, this timeless video game, is one of my favorite video games of all time. I loved playing this. I loved playing the entire story. They did an amazing job with just everything they did. Was so accurate to the comic books. It was the comic book, brought to life in a video game, and this has never been done with a Spider-Man video game before. So I think this really shows how Ultimate Spider-Man was so good at its time, because it had stuff like this. And I think Ultimate Spider-Man definitely deserves a remaster, with characters such as Venom and Green Goblin being in the same video game, and Carnage. That's something that definitely I would love to see. And just playing as the black costume Ultimate, there was just so many good things about this video game that made me love it even more. The web swinging, the combat, just everything about it really meant to me like I was in the actual Ultimate Spider-Man comic book. So I think Ultimate Spider-Man definitely deserves number 1 on this spot. I remember playing this with PS2 like at the time was like really good, but now looking back at it, this game definitely deserves some enhancements. Definitely would like to see a remaster for Ultimate Spider-Man. And it's just the storyline with how Spider-Man had to get the symbiote, and then he had to fight Venom afterwards, I think really did something to me personally, because I don't think I would really be a fan if I didn't end up playing this game. So Ultimate Spider-Man does get the number 1 spot on the list. What do you guys think about my top 5 Spider-Man video game list? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Tell me in the comments down below. But if you guys did enjoy, do make sure to subscribe for the giveaway, and hopefully you guys share the video, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But anyways, have a fantastic day as always. Peace out.